South? Yeah, thanks. Ina mana, ina rio, ina iwi, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou. Oh, David Hay, standing for Mayor of Auckland, on the platform of Cool Auckland Carbon Zero by 2060 or sooner. Sooner because I think 2060 has to be a deadline, not an aspirational goal. I'm going to give you a little PowerPoint presentation. I first gave this, or a slightly modified version of it, to the Auckland Regional Council's Land Transport Committee back in 2008, when they had some scenarios or options. One of them was called quantum shift, and they meant quantum shift of funding from roads into rail, walking and cycling. Even that quantum shift policy wasn't going to deliver the carbon reduction targets that the NZTA was asking them to achieve at that time. So the current transport system, there's a central hub with satellite city centres in the northwest and south, a little bit at Henderson. It's all converging on a central hub, and there's these 8 bottleneck points around the edge of the isthmus. It's a system designed to move cars, not people. And population densities over time have grown. 60% of Aucklanders now live outside the isthmus. That's the majority. Despite intensification on the isthmus over time, I expect that ratio to remain the same or to improve. We can't move enough cars across those isthmus bottlenecks, and we never will. They can be electric, they can be autonomous, you can have ferry dust-powered jetpacks or whatever you want. It's not going to happen. You have to move people on, off, across and around the isthmus using mass transit solutions. So, backbone of my policy is a rapid rail network, respecting geography and population. It's a rail loop around the isthmus perimeter with connecting north and south loops, as you can see. There should be the railway line to Northland's been left off that, but don't worry. And you can see the little green bits around here: Wairau Road, Albany, Henderson, Avondale. So that actually connects up not just your metropolitan sub-centres, but most of the places where people need to go to work in manufacturing and services around the city. So it's designed to get everybody everywhere. And that was done in 2008. I think that was, you remember the transport blog. Who was the guy that started it? Patrick?
Josh Harper.
Josh Harper's Dream System, which I modified slightly, but it's the same sort of thing. The electric rapid rail backbone, light rail and bus rapid transit infill. Public transport so good that people prefer it to cars, radically reduce your carbon emissions, and future-proof the city's economy against oil price and supply shocks. Now, I'm not really a transport geek, and I don't like getting into arguments about detail. I don't really care if that backbone is heavy rail or light rail, as long as it's on a Class A or Class B right of way, so that it can get people around quickly in a sort of uninterrupted manner. It can have trains, trams, tram trains, super trams, whatever you want. Let the transport planners work that out for you. That's what I say. But the issue here is about consistency and coherence in terms of the planning and design. So this is a couple of photos of bus rapid transit in Curitiba. What's important there is not bus rapid transit per se, but look at that little map at the bottom over 24 years, how they started with a single backbone and built a system that covered the entire city over time. Because they had a plan and they stuck to it. So, summarise quickly. Get real. Climate change is happening. Want it or not, like it or not, ready or not. Please, let's be ready for it. Deal with it. Have a plan that works and work at it. And we have to start as quickly as we can and do it for as long as it takes. 45 years by 2060. I think to reduce our transport carbon emissions to zero is perfectly doable. Think about what happened in the 45 years or 50 years, say from 1900 to 1950, we went from horseless carriages to jet aircraft. From 1950 to now, we've gone from having, the first electronic computers to walking around with these little supercomputers in our pockets. It's doable. What frustrates me, I think, most at the moment is things like the Auckland Transport Alignment Project. It's so road heavy. It's good that we're having that conversation. It's good that we've started to formalise it. The right people are sitting at the table, but they're having the wrong conversation. The objectives that they set out for that project have got climate change down and other objectives alongside road safety and almost in the footnote. It should be one of the top objectives. For me, it should be the top objective. And the other part that frustrates me at the moment is the discussions that we're having in public around this sort of thing. It all sounds and feels very piecemeal. We're talking about rail to the airport, we're talking about something to the North Shore, we're talking about Amity as these kind of disconnected, separable, separate projects. We have to go back to to thinking about this as an integrated single network that's going to serve the entire city for generations to come, get some consensus and agreement around that, and then work at it. Have a plan that works, work at it for as long as it takes. Thank you.